Hello again, this is Amethyst Treleaven and this is Psychic Celtic Ogham reading number 814, and it's for my client with the initials RJ. Okay, RJ, you asked me 3 specific questions to look at in this reading for you. One was around what's about to happen with your business or not happen. You didn't talk to me much about that. You just kind of said what will happen with my business in the future. You also asked me about what will happen with your marriage and how's that going to go, and you asked me about what you will do in future in terms of your career. So we'll spend a fair bit of time here, but I'll start here and I'll kind of work my way around a little bit. We start here with this one, which is Elder or Ruis. And Elder is, it's in the position here of theming your whole reading, and it's actually about regret. And the staves here talk to me also very much about conflict in the last 12 months. You haven't talked to me about what your business is or its current financial state, but I really kind of see there's massive turmoil there, and also in your marriage as well. So I'll pick up on that as we come through, but what I do see is that you constantly asking yourself, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? And whilst it's healthy to look at our own contribution to a situation, what I'm seeing here is that your self-confidence is really taking a bit of a dive as a result of what's happened in the last 12 months. And that for you, what's really important moving forward is to focus equally on your strengths, so that you're not feeling quite so distraught. I'm going to use these ones here to try and fill in the blanks that you haven't told me about your business, about your relationship and about your career. I quite like it when people don't tell me lots and lots of information, because then I'm not kind of swayed by that. Blackthorn or Strafe themes your last 12 months, and this is very much an Ogham stave of despair, of sadness, of tears, frustration, desolation, loneliness. And you had a simple one-line question, which was what will happen with our business in the future, with your business in the future. And what I see very strongly is that in the last 12 months your business has just gone way downhill. And again, you didn't tell me this, but I'm thinking that it's a family business and that you're involved in it, as is your husband. But that financially it's in real trouble and has been for a wee while, and that's impacting on your marriage. There's been arguments, there's been long discussions with the accountant and the bank and creditors and all sorts of stuff, and it's been really difficult for everyone is what I can see. Underneath here we have Pine or Ilium, and Pine is very much about trying to look to the future, but it's sitting underneath this one here, and it kind of tells me that it's been a year of firefighting, for the want of a better phrase. I'm being told your business is about boats, boat building, boat maintenance, it's got something to do with boats. Massive downturn, and your partner and yourself had great plans for what was going to happen with the business, but you just haven't been able to live to those plans because it's just been so difficult. What I do see on the top here, and I'm really pleased to see this, is Quiet or Apple, and this is a stave that talks about, for you personally, what I'm being told by Spirit here is that the money within the business was never important to you. Your husband is more involved, or is more goal orientated, if you like, in terms of the financial viability of the business. For you, your role is one of a support within the business, and for you it was really important that the business bring a sense of fulfillment and a sense of purpose. However, it hasn't been doing that for yourself or your husband, and because of the financial woes associated with that, they're yelling at me bankruptcy, and they're yelling at me and telling me that it's got really that bad and that you've really had to think about what are the alternatives to that, and then it's had massive impact on your relationship as well. This is sail or willow, and it's sitting in the position of what's happening in your life right now. And willow, it talks very much about intuition, about trusting your gut. I think that what I'm about to say here will be confirming what you have already made decisions around, but are hesitant to act on. Willow says very important that you trust your intuition in the coming 12 months. So let's spend lots more time here, because these 4 staves here are about the next 12 months. Now, I'm really pleased to see most of the staves here. So what I'll do is I'll just go through each one and then I'll draw it together for you. Heather is in the position of theming the whole of your 12 months, and this is a beautifully warm, happy, vibrant, cheerful, calming stave. This is about love, this is about partnership, it's about companionship, it's about duality, it's about doing things together, it's about sharing, it's about honouring, it's about mutual respect. It's also about seeing that within yourself as well as celebrating that in a relationship. So that is good news for your relationship as such. This one here is Alder or Fien, and this is very much about giving and receiving advice. It's about seeking support, it's about utilising that support in the future, and that's going to be very important for you and your partner in the coming 12 months. And sitting underneath that is Dewar or Oak. And Oak is very much about hard work, it's about longevity, it's about community, it's about giving and giving and giving and giving, and you tend to do a lot of that. You tend to give and give and give. You'll be doing that again in the next 12 months, but it's really important that you think about your health in the next 12 months. So I'll pick up a bit more on that again in a minute. This one underneath here is Holly or Tanya, and Holly is about challenge, but it's about the challenges that you place in your way rather than the challenges imposed on other people. So this talks very much about, remember we talked about up here about self-confidence, and how my sense tells me very much that your self-confidence has taken a hit, and as a result of that you are constantly telling yourself that you're no good, that you won't succeed, that you're of no support to your partner, that you're a lousy mum, that you're a lousy bookkeeper, that you're crappy at everything known to man. And so you sabotage yourself constantly. So we'll pick up on that a little bit more. So when we draw all these together, what do we have? Okay, let's talk about the business first. Sometimes the messages come through to me not in logical order, so if I jump about a bit, I apologise. What I do have for your, right, they've just started talking about your relationship now. Your relationship will survive. Okay, that's really important for you to hold on to. Heather very much is about the strength of relationship, and because it's in this position in your spread, I can see very much that you two, even though there's been arguments and you've been battling with one another, the reason that you've been battling with one another is because the business has been struggling as much as it has. What that tells me as well is that the strength, the platform, the foundation, if you like, of your relationship is really strong, and when the business stresses are less, the strength of your relationship will blossom through again. In the next 12 months, you will rely on each other a great deal more. You will begin to support each other a great deal more. The respect for one another is there, but it's been tarnished. And your own lack of self-esteem, your own lack of self-confidence eats away at your ability to support yourself and therefore to support your partner. But your marriage is going to be okay. What we have here in terms of the business is that what I still keep seeing the word bankruptcy in big lights, and what I'm being told is that you, as a couple, you are struggling at the moment about whether you make the decision to go bankrupt or not. And you know, you've been having discussions with the accountant and so forth about the value of, or otherwise, of doing that. What I do see very much here is that it's really, really important that you have a lot of people around you for support, because the business will not go bankrupt, but it will change dramatically in the next 12 months. And I see new people coming on board, and you know, when I hear those messages, I kind of am saying to, you know, my spirit guides, what on earth are you talking about? They can't afford to take on new people. But what they're actually saying is that there will be a new partner coming into the business who will give that business the lift and the opportunity that it needs to pull itself out of the dangers that it has found itself in. So it's really important that you really, really listen to your lawyers and to your accountants and take their advice and act on it. This is going to be a lifeline for you, for the business. It does mean, however, a 12 months ahead of really hard work. There will be hours that your husband and you will be absolutely ploughing into this business to pull it out of the quagmire that it's in. And that means, again, that you will be giving and giving and giving and giving of yourself. There won't be an awful lot of time for romance within your relationship, because your focus will be on financial survival. But survive you will, and in 12 months from here you will be in a much better financial position than you are currently in terms of the business. So that's really good news. What I'm being told here very strongly, though, is that you need to find a form of balance in terms of your health. You are stressed, you are tired. I'm told that your joints have been aching, and that you've got, is there some tummy stuff happening? Diarrhea, they're telling me. And I'm just kind of wondering if that's around stress. But joints, really sore joints for you, really poor sleep. In the next 12 months there's going to be a lot of hard work, but it's going to be much more positive hard work than the last 12 months has been. But it's important that you find time to balance for your health. So if that means that you take you take 10 minutes and you have a really nice hot bath with essential oils and you just lock the door away, then be that as it may. If it means that you go into the garden shed and you potter with plants and vegetables and stuff for a couple of hours just to have some me time, so be it. If it means that you pick up knitting needles or whatever form of creative outlet that you have, then you need to do that. Really important that you eat well, and that you look after your body physically and give yourself me time in the next 12 months, because it's a really struggle time in the next 12 months, but the outcome is good. But you must balance that in terms of your health. You also asked me about career choices. Now this is interesting, because what I've been told, what I'm being told in relation to the last 12 months is that you have worked pretty much full-time in the family business, I'm being told, and I'm still being told boats. So I'm really keen to have feedback from you at some point, you know, what that kind of means. And that your role in that is to do with marketing, is to do with maintaining the office and all of that kind of stuff. There will be a career change for you in the next 12 months. So within the next 6 months you're going to be working really hard on the business, and you know, as we talked about here. But in about 7 months' time, you are going to be moving out of that, doing a much more part-time role, and you're going to be taking on another role outside of that. And I'm being told very strongly that you will be returning to study within the next 18 months as well. So it's a massive sideways shift for you. And what that means is that support, you add extra income to the family as well, which helps to really relieve that financial pressure. And that has a because you're relieving that financial pressure, there's one less thing for yourself and your partner to worry about, and that's really supportive of your relationship. It's also really helpful for you because it helps you see other sides of yourself that are strong, that are capable, that are creative, that are resourceful. And so this tendency that you've built up in the last 12 months to undermine yourself, to sabotage yourself with a lack of self-confidence, begins to go away as well. So in a nutshell, what we have, a new partner coming into the business who will help you and your husband really pull it out of the difficulties that it's been in, but it will be a real hard work year for you all together, but the outcome for that is really good. Your marriage, you didn't say that it was in trouble or that it was happy. In fact, you didn't say anything. You just said, what is, you know, what will happen with my marriage? Your marriage is going to be really strong again. It's suffered in the last 12 months because of all the stresses, but it's going to be really strong again. Really, I see lots of smiles and laughter and peace and closeness again. That's really great. And yes, new career for you that commences in about 7 months' time, and new study that you start a year or so after that to really develop that sideways shift. Now, in addition to that, we have your Celtic, your Druid Animal Oracle card rather, which is B or Beach. And this is a great card for you to have here. This is about celebration. It asks you to think about all of the, even though the last 12 months has seemed really dark and really gloomy, it asks you to think about what are the things that you can pick up on about yourself, about your relationship, that you can celebrate and honour. Remember, we talked about self-sabotage and we talked about the sadness. B kind of says, listen, think about the strengths that you have, and one of those is the strength and the foundation of your relationship, and celebrate those and focus on those. B is also about community, and here we talked about older or fan, if you remember, which was about using the support of other people. That's what they're there for, to support you, and then you need that support in the coming year. B also talks about that as well. He says nothing is done in isolation, and it's done with the support of other people. It's about, B is a social animal, and they work really well with other people. So that role that you're going into in 7 months' time is not about working in an office. It's about actually working with other people, and I kind of see you in a marketing role, but really interacting with other people in that job that you take on in 7 months' time. So it's about communicating. B is very much about working with other people, which you'll be doing with your partner, and also with this new business partner who comes in for you. And it's about communicating, so it's about finding ways to communicate with them. So I really encourage you to celebrate what's about to happen for you in the next 12 months. Finally, we wanted to talk for you about your Celtic birth tree, which is Beth or birch. That's synonymous with the time of year that you were born. And this is a great tree to have because it's even more inspirational given the 12 months that's ahead for you. This is about birth, and it's about rebirth, it's about renewal, it's about revival, it's about taking risks, it's about meeting new experiences head on. The birch tree is the first tree to blossom at the end of winter, so it's been a really dark 12 months for you, but now is in a seasonal sense, you are just heading into spring with some really new things happening for you, and Beth is all about allowing that to happen. Beth people make fantastic leaders because they're not put off by upsets and setbacks, and you've had a ton of those in the last 12 months, but you've survived and you've kept going, and that's what a Beth person does. Beth people, birch people, are really hard, strong workers. We know that because you've got oak down here as well. They're patient and they're persistent, and they get results Some people can see them as being a little bit stubborn because of that persistence, but they're fantastic people. So that's a wonderful tree to have as your birth tree, particularly for those 12 months of new experiences that are coming ahead for you. Your Celtic birth deity, the deity that represents your birthday, is Lu. It's a fantastic god of light. I really encourage you to go and do a bit of Googling and a little bit of exploration of Lu. Lu is very much about opening the doors to new experiences as well. And your Celtic totem animal is the white stag, and that is a beautiful tree that has a great relationship with oak. White stag is about magical, the gateway to new magic, to new experiences as well. It's a beautiful birth totem animal to have. So I hope that that will be beneficial for you in terms of helping you to make decisions in the next 12 months. And I look forward to doing a reading for you in another 12 months when the situation will have changed quite dramatically for you.